You called him, you know,
he's a
hiding
hate
behind a plastic Jesus.
I said that there. Wait a minute now, Tom. There's a lot of ways to get. There's a lot of ways to get ratings in this business. He has chosen. He has chosen to label the president as a person who has a deep-seated hatred for white people. Now, tell me how that advances the country.
You have chosen to attack people, including him, because
absolutely call him out.
It's
There's
not
no
for
question.
ratings.
No, it's not for ratings.
We're in the rating business.
Well, of course. Look, here's the bottom line here. There is someone out there who is using freedom of speech and hiding behind that to be a merchant of hate and to push the issue on people that is simply not true, and he cannot back it up with any instances, and I think your instance of Sonia Sotomayor is really a reach. Why did any Republicans vote for it, Tom?
Well, they had their own reasons, I'm sure.
Okay.
Most of them, I think,
Republicans voting for racists now.
They're called,
you've got
votes.
You got Republicans
now,
who
if you ask me a question, you're going to let me answer it or not?
Well, you're saying that you got Republicans voting for racists and because you've got Sonia Sotomayor in the Supreme Court now.
Okay, big deal. So what? It's votes. I mean, they want votes. Ed, you cannot use your line of discussion here in terms of the way people talk on television, the kind of language they use. I'm telling you, you could be hung on your own petard on this.
Oh no.
You get pretty wild there, and sometimes you could go off the reservation.
Tom,
with some
don't
of the stuff
worry.
you say.
Tom, I'm not going to put you in psycho talk for that one. Good to have you with us tonight. All right, now for more on this, let's bring in journalist and commentator Stephen A. Smith. Generically speaking, where do you stand on all of this rhetoric when a guy comes out and says the President of the United States has a deep-seated hatred for white people?
Well, clearly it was inappropriate, highly inappropriate for Glenn Beck to say that. I don't think anybody would dispute that. I completely co-sign with the professor from Bucknell with everything that he had to say, but I also think it's worth pointing out that you weren't just talking about Barack Obama and calling him a racist. You were calling the President of the United States. So you were basically being oblivious or dismissive of the position that he holds and the integrity that comes along with it. You wouldn't say that about anybody else. You'd be highly reluctant to do so. And this is also the same Glenn Beck who went on The View and said, you know what, I'm an entertainer. I'm not a reporter. I don't necessarily do my research. The facts don't particularly matter to me. So there you have it.
Isn't he abdicating his responsibility to throw out something like that? And there are rabid followers out there on the hard right wing that respond to this kind of stuff.
I think he's abdicating his responsibility. I think he's definitely fanning the flames, and I think because he's one of those people who genuinely feel the way that small minority may feel. And I think that's what you can't escape in all of this situation. This guy has the pulpit to say what he wants to say to whomever he chooses, and the people who follow him, evidently he believes that's an audience that would be receptive to what he's saying. So therefore he said what he has to say because